Hey y'all, hey, so I'm back. It's the next day. It's actually the next morning, and I wanted to do this video before the day get away. So the last video I mentioned how I hired a person to do SEO for one of my businesses, Epic Entries, which is a self-productivity business providing products to just help you in your journey, whether that's faith, focus, family, or the core pillars is faith, focus, family, and finance. And still working on products. Literally the products that's on my site, I created those products 2 years ago. But my site has just been sitting. Not a lot of people know about it. I really wanted the business to be a faceless business and me just work behind the scenes. But we in my business. So, anywho, this update video is about the SEO person that I hired because we're currently chatting. I don't know where they are, but it's 8 p.m. wherever they are, and it's 9 a.m. where I am currently. And let me refresh this. He hit me up last night, but I was asleep. I say hit me up. He messaged me last night pretty much saying that he was done. I hired him on the 11th. Well, actually, we started talking last week. I reached out last week via Fiverr, and life got to me. So I didn't follow back up with him until this week, and I hired him on the 11th, which I believe the 11th was what, Tuesday? Monday. So Monday, it is now Thursday, and he reached out last night my time, but I caught up on everything this morning. And honestly, let me first say that I understand what you're buying, right? I know I needed help with SEO. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't actually done SEO since 2018. One of the companies that I worked at, I had to do SEO for a website and social media and stuff like that. And I know it's changed in a sense and improved in a sense since then. And I just, with everything, with being an entrepreneur and a business owner, especially when you're starting off small and basically starting as a team of one. And even with this, actually, I'm working on two businesses where one business is more service based, the other business is more product based, but it's me creating the product. So I don't have time to do everything. I don't have time to go and do the SEOs. I need to be focused. I shared with y'all in the previous video with my marketing agency. I'm trying to get services off of my plate, or deliverables off my plate that I owe my current clients. And then with this business, there's products that I need to create, right? There's products that's still in the queue. And then I have this hot lead that I need to start working on their products. So anywho, with that all being said, I hired him, and I'm not even sure. He sent me these reports, and what I thought I was getting, I don't think I'm getting. I thought he was going to go in and change the keywording internally, because I know I had to do that before, change it internally. And now I'm starting to see there's a such thing as on-page SEO and off-page SEO. And so, moral of the story, the advice that I have for this video is learn from my mistakes. Know exactly what you're getting. Have a clear understanding of what you're putting your money into, because I don't think, and I honestly, based off our conversation, what I thought I was getting was SEO optimization that would land me on the first page. And the way that he advertised it, he make it seem like, hey, I do this SEO optimization, your business is going to be first page when people do a Google search. So I'm doing Google searches, and I'm searching the business name, Epic Entries. I'm searching faith, because right now you only see the faith base in some of the wellness products, mental wellness products. So I'm searching just keywords that are associated with the products that I have, and I'm not coming up in the search right now. And so I messaged them and I asked, hey, what exactly, actually, let me read. And I'm going to figure out how I can share my screen. We ain't made it there yet, y'all, so just be patient. But eventually I'm share my screen and stuff like that. But I reached out and I asked them to do some updates, because it was saying digital notebooks, which when I originally started the business, before I had switched to or updated to physical, I did have it listed as digital. So I had him update that because I'm like, hey, we have physical products. I thought he would have did it based off just seeing the website that there's actual physical notebooks, but I had to tell him, hey, in this text, and it's the text that when you do a Google search, you see it. So I'm trying to see it on my end. I don't know how he's seeing it on his end, but I'm not seeing it on my end. So anywho, I asked him, could he update that and make sure to mention physical products, take the ebooks out, because right now I do not have ebooks. That's in the queue. But whatever. And then I end up asking him, let him know, hey, I did some Google searches and I didn't find epic entries on the first page or the first few pages. I didn't find it at all. Not this epic entries. And I do know epic and entries are very popular words. So maybe I should try epic entry store. Maybe I should try that. Can you walk me through? I meant to put through, but I said, can you walk me explain how, my bad, typos, it's morning time. Can you walk me through and explain how or where I will see the benefits of my investment for your services? Because I'm a polite queen. I'm gonna keep it quick. I'm gonna keep it cute and polite. So he goes on to, and I also, because at this point I haven't told him thank you today. I want people to know that I'm appreciative of the time that they take to put in my business, my services, but the time that they're taking that I'm paying them for, I'm appreciative. But explain this to me. So first he addressed the text problem. He was like, hey, can you approve this? So we're just going back and forth on some different wording in a sense, because he also had online, and I'm like, why are you putting online? What's the purpose? I'm a person, you gotta tell me the why. What's the madness behind the method? Why did you mention online? What? So anywho, we're doing that. And then he did reply to my question about me not being able to find epic entries on the first page. And he's basically saying, oh, SEO optimization takes time. It could be weeks. It could be months. That is true. But if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And I say that because in his advertisement, I think because of the situation that I'm in, to where I'm trying to do what I need to do to make sure I pay my bills come December 1st. It's like I'm rushing and not even really thinking through what's going on, right? So I pay for these services that I wanted overnight success, right? I wanted by the time he finished, I go to Google and I see my business, and that's not the case. And so I basically paid him for something that's going to take, 2 months. And that's even if I'm hoping for, do eventually one day make it on, first page. But it's really no guarantee. And so I'm stuck between the thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to get versus the reality of what I'm getting. And it just brings me back to maybe I should just save my money. But also, it is something that needed to be done. So, I did need those keywords entered in, but also I don't see it on my site. I didn't mention, I did give him access to a store, right? I gave him access to be a collaborator. There we go. Gave him access to be a collaborator because I guess he got the Shopify partner access or whatnot, where he just needed the code. So I'm thinking I'm going to go in, I'm going to see keywords and stuff. I want to see it internally, and I'm clicking through the pages and I don't see nothing internally. So I'm not worried. I'm just a bit I just hope I didn't waste my money, because the money that I have in my business account is already poquito. And I want it to grow. And I do want to continue to hire people, but I want to make sure I'm hiring people from a place of it being beneficial. But also I want to make sure I'm being realistic when I do this, because I do know when it comes down to marketing and SEO, it does take time. But I have to be strategic in what I'm doing, right? I have to get the most bang for my buck. So with that being said, Yeah, we're just gonna see. Because I also was looking at like the traffic, right? And I use Shopify. So I was looking at the traffic because Shopify likes how much traffic your site has, for the day or currently or whatnot. And it was at 54. So I'm like, oh, okay, working. Whatever he doing is working. Get 54 visits, not realizing that it's him, right? I have to go back and look at the, because when it come down to my stuff, I'm gonna look and see like what you doing. So he was doing stuff. It just, Shopify don't say like in detail. It just kind of summary. It just say updated shop, and I don't see nothing on my end. So I'm like, what did he update? But with that being said, we just gonna see. Also, I, as a marketer, because this is how I always been, just even in my career, I've learned things. So people, when I have conversations or I work with people, they can't tell me, oh, that can't be done. Or, oh, like, yes, it can, and this is how you do it. So, unfortunately, but that brings me back to, oh, God, me knowing that I need a team. Like, I don't want to have to feel like I have to micromanage for things to get done. And that's where I'm at. But also, I want my companies to be successful. And until I have the budget, and like I said, I got this off Fiverr, and I can tell you, I'm going to be transparent. I paid him $60, which he said, because his first package was $40. And I was like, oh, I'll optimize 10 pages. No, I'll optimize 30 pages. And I was like, I don't even have 30 products. I have like 10 products. And most of them are repetitive. Like literally 3 products sold physically, digitally, fillable, like different ways, right? In different avenues. You can get it off the site or you can get it through Amazon. So, anywho, his first pricing was $40, and I wanted that. And I was like, hey, I'll use that, get that one. He was like, no, it's going to be $60. So, I was like, why $60? I don't even have 30 products. And he was like, oh, for $60, I'll give you my premium. So, honestly, it's going back to moral of the story. Really understand what you're buying from a person, what service you're actually getting, because I paid $60 and I don't even think, like, I feel like this man kind of over me. I hope that's not the case. I hope he's really giving me my money's worth. But as of right now, I don't see it. I hope in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks, maybe even in a couple of months, I can come back and be like, yo, made it to first page. Shout out to da-da. I ain't gonna shout him out just yet. I'll shout him out once I start seeing some results. Okay? When he can get the shout out. Okay? Yeah, just gonna keep going. Like I said, it's literally the next day since the last video I made. So I'm going to go have brunch with the bestie, or like, yeah. And after that, my goal today is to continue to work on the 2 clients I have, their deliverables. One, I'm really working on their social media calendar, and like I discussed in the previous video, I offered services that I'm not doing social media moving forward, like time consuming. And also, quick little story on that. Last night I was checking my email. This client, they gave me a specific email for them as well, and originally it was supposed to be for just file sharing, right? Like me having access to their files. And I got an email from someone on their team talking about social media. Now, mind y'all, I had already did a social media plan during the summer, and they shared a social media plan. And I'm already in the thick of this social media calendar that I'm doing from now until May for them. So I responded and I told them we can talk, but I'm wrapping this up. Like this week, I plan to be done with social media so I can move on to their other project, and all the tools are there. Like, I what I originally got hired for. Because like I said, I over like all the services that I knew how to do. And then I scaled back and say, hey, I'm just going to work on strategy for you guys. I have the capacity to do the strategy and tell y'all, what you need to do. And then now kind of mix of different things. But needless to say, I'm going to finish the services that I said I would do. And right now it's primarily their social media calendar. and I appreciate them so much. And then December 1st, I'm moving on to the next project that they hired me for. Because that's a different project, that's different pay, that but if you have any questions, any advice, please, if you know anything about SEO, please share. If you're an entrepreneur starting off, like I said, first couple of days, but that too. But if you've been an entrepreneur or business owner for less than 5 years, give me advice. Any advice, I will take it. And not surface level, like just get some real in what's keeping you afloat, what's keeping you successful. Give me, things that people don't necessarily think about when being a business owner. And yeah, so I'll keep y'all updated on this SEO. And I still haven't heard from my assistant that I hired through Fiverr, but we gonna see. Alrighty, toodaloo. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace, love, and blessings.